The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café.
Welcome to this episode of Pit Life BBQ. Gather around the pit with your hosts, Johnny Mags and Messy Mike. Let's talk barbecue.
You want to try this?
No, you can.
You want a little
I'll do it
warm-up?
next week. No. I was waiting. I'm like, am I supposed to do something?
What's up, everybody? Coming to you live from the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe in Salem, New Hampshire. It's the Pit Life BBQ podcast where we talk everything barbecue and a lot of other topics that you normally talk around the pit. As always, I'm joined by Messy Mike.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
How'd your plumbing go?
Done.
Yeah.
And the water's running, so that's good. No leaks. So, yeah.
Sounds like a success to me.
Oh, yeah. What a pain in the ass, though.
Now, what the hell did you just, what do you even call it, the hose?
Yeah, I changed out the kitchen faucet. So, took the old kitchen faucet off and then put a new one in, but...
You didn't buy that stupid one you can talk to and
No.
fill me up 124 milliliters of
No, and I didn't buy a tapping one
lukewarm.
either. You actually have to pull the knob. So, yeah, that and like a soap dispenser thing, so... But the problem is the nuts that they give you don't fit. So now you're trying to, cut wood to get the nut in between the sink and
Crawdaddy, what's up, brother? Mike C, Mike McLean, Claudia. What was Dave?
Hey.
He seemed to lose interest in your story, Mike.
Well, no one was listening, so
Well, I already heard it while he was doing it.
Yeah.
I figured I'd make some conversation out of the damn thing.
and last week's show was phenomenal.
Oh my! I'm still blown away by
You got to get the right pig.
50-something things of bacon and the different, areas and different breeds and
But the advent calendar.
the advent calendar blew my mind.
That's going to be a big seller.
That
That's
is
going to be a big seller.
24 days of 24 different types of bacon. Oh, that's right up my alley.
Oh yeah. I can't wait.
And I never even thought of the dry age in the bacon.
No.
That got to be crazy. I'm gonna have to talk to call Jonathan Connie on that one.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get him on that one.
Really intensifies the flavor.
Oh.
I need that in my life.
Same here.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think we all need that in our life. But
dry age bacon.
And his his Kickstarter that he was talking about, to get it translated into English, is going to start on November 5th. So East Standard Time, it's going to start at 10 a.m. So we'll post a link when the Kickstarter actually starts. He'll send out the Kickstarter link, and then we'll post it so people know where to find it. But definitely sign up for the book, and if you sign up, I believe if you sign up for the email early, you'll get 40% off the book.
Oh, nice.
So that's cool. Yep.
Hey, Eric. What's up, brother?
And so on the way over here, I got an email from an Ian Hemming, who is part of Custom Cutting Boards R Us. And Gator Pits, actually, Richie over in Gator Pits out of Texas, they're going to start carrying them. So I saw it on Facebook, but it's a 35-inch cutting board. I think it's by like 15 and I think like 3/4 inches. But it's big. It's got the drip line all the way around it. Mm-hmm. It's got the mounts on the bottom, so no slippage. And so I emailed him. I was like, "Hey, I'm in. I'll buy one right now." And he shot me back an email, and he's like, "Hey, I'll just send you one out, test it out." So we'll probably have him on the show. When you get back from your little soiree there.
Forgot about somebody, huh?
Who'd I forget? You? What happened, Ed?
I don't know. I got you a couple fucking grill guns coming.
I was going to purchase it. I'll see what I can do.
We have a whole arsenal of grill guns coming, apparently.
That's going to be awesome. Now, what are we discussing today?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I got nothing.
Well, you said
No, we got to have
This guy's awesome.
So I'm on a tear on you today.
I know. I don't know why. What did I do?
Nothing. I'm just a week away. I'm anxious to get my surgery done, so I'm all
for me
excited.
For me to host the show by myself?
Oh, I can't wait to see that nightmare.
So, Nicholas Massiglia.
Yeah. Nick from Rhode Island.
Oh, okay. Nick from Rhode Island.
Yeah. It's easy.
Sent a message, and what's he starting to look for?
Read the message.
Do I have the message? Is that it? Recently found the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the initial
recently found the
comment he sent
podcast. Do you have any recommendations on where I should start to learn how to cook barbecue? I can cook burgers, chicken, steak on my gas grill, but that's about it. I'm willing to buy a smoker or dig a hole in my backyard or whatever. And I'm not looking to roast a pig. Just want to make brisket, pulled pork, ribs. Basically a weekend warrior, not a pit master. So where would you go?
I figured it was a great topic.
Yeah.
You know, we went back and forth a little bit last night.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, first off, it comes back to, you know, what's in your price range.
Correct.
You know, you don't want to be like some idiot who goes out and buys an $8,000 smoker.
Bingo. Hey,
no, you know what?
So
but
far.
you know what? You know, you can.
Yeah.
You know, if that's what you want to do, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you can, like you said, you can go anywhere from, I don't even know. You could buy a refurbished 55-gallon barrel drum and make the UDS to make the kit that way.
Yeah. Because your drum is going to cost you about $50 if you don't get one for free.
Well, yeah, and you can find them if you look for them. You can get them at a some warehouse $5-10.
Yeah, you just got to make sure they weren't no chemicals or anything were in them.
Well, burn it all off.
Yeah, you want to burn it out anyway, but usually you're looking for a food grade. They had food grade whatever in it, and then you're going to burn it out, and then a Big Papa smoker kit, I believe is, it's a little over $100.
$100,
yeah. So just with that, you're a little over $150 for your smoker.
Yeah, you can do that.
And that does both. That's also a grill and a smoker. Yeah. So you get 2 out of 1.
Get the old standby Weber kettle.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with that because you got both words on.
But even the Smoky Mountain. I would say that is a perfect, for like the beginner or just some guy that's looking to do weekend stuff. I'd say the Weber Smoky Mountain's perfect.
Smoky Mountain.
Because you can get, you can keep it small, or you can, accessorize and, make it as big as you want, pretty much.
Yeah, it's, like you said, the Weber Smoky Mountain's killer, that runs around what, $300?
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth it because it'll crank. It'll sit there at 250. It'll really sit there whatever temperature you want it.
Yep.
And it'll sit there all day.
Oh yeah.
It's proven.
Mm-hmm. The one of the important things I would say is learn your charcoal wood management. Whatever you get, put it in, see where the temperature goes, kind of test it out and kind of get your feet off the ground, doing that, and then work your way up to, smoking the meats and stuff like that. But I'd also point him towards how to barbecue right. That's where I went in the beginning.
So as far as, we'll jump there because it was kind of like a 3-4 parter. But, as far as the smokers go...
Should he trust YouTube videos and random Google searches? A book?
Yeah, We'll get there.
Okay.
Stop jumping.
I'm not.
But, yeah, you can, and I told him last night, keep an eye out on Home Depot and Walmart and, your big box stores.
Mm-hmm. Especially now.
Especially this time of year because, he is in Rhode Island. So, in the Northeast... you're going to start seeing some of this stuff popping up.
Right.
On, they're clearing them out and everything. I still got my eye on Walmart for the...
Blackstones?
For the 36-inch Blackstones.
What are they down now?
They up around here, they haven't popped yet.
That's crazy.
I've seen a couple of the posts on different pages.
$125.
$100, $150. For the full, the grill setup, the... whatever you want to call it, the cased. It looks like... the Blackstone, and it's got the drawers and the door and everything.
Like the stainless steel.
Yeah, it runs about $450. Those are going for $150. So I still got my fingers crossed every time I walk in Walmart. But keep your eye out on that stuff too. And I even told them, Facebook Marketplace is a great one. I know Chris Crawdaddy, He actually has one up for sale right now that he had refurbished. You know, and even that, you can find a nice deal, even one that's beat to hell.
So would you say go buy the Weber off Crawdaddy?
You can, yeah. If anyone wants one, I know a guy who has a beautiful, cleaned up, nice Weber Performer, gas assisted too. So that's a top of the line Performer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can do that because Facebook Marketplace is great because people just getting rid of them.
Right.
Or buy a new one because it's, you know, it's all funky, whatever. The thing with the Weber, all you got to do is clean it.
Oh, yeah.
Little elbow grease, and it shines brand new. You can go to Home Depot, so you could find one, you know, $40, $50 on Facebook Marketplace, and you can go to Home Depot or wherever. I know Home Depot has the replacement, you know, the grill grates, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the standard one for $10. You can buy the hinged one for, you know, $19, $20. Or you can buy the top of the line with it's got the 2 hinges for offset cooking. And it has the removable centerpiece so you can put your Vortex in there because the Vortex will destroy the grate because the temperature's so high.
Because the heat, yeah.
So you can take that right out. And I actually even think they make a cast iron one that you can replace that, so you don't even have to take it out because the cast iron's just going to take the heat and be fine with it. You know, and you can get out of that for $50.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so still you can buy the regular kettle for, you know, $100, $160, depending on which one you get.
Yep. And he can even go electric, you know, if he wanted to.
Yeah, an electric smoker, you know, from what he was saying, you know, he runs down the street, grabbing barbecue at the local restaurants there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nothing wrong with the electric one. It gets the job done. If you're looking for that.
Right. Does the job, yep.
You know, it hits it.
Well, and I think it's easier to get going. You don't have to worry about fire management.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Exactly.
a lot easier to walk away from it, you know, go about your business on Saturday and come back later.
Oh, yeah. You know, there's nothing wrong with them. You know, like I said, I like sitting there managing the fire. But, you know, I'll sit there all day, relax, have a couple drinks, smoke a couple cigars. You know, I find ways to pass my time.
Right.
You know, it's all in what you want to do, what your schedule's like. You know, you running around chasing the midgets around or something. You know, it's...
You have midgets?
Huh?
You have midgets?
Yeah, they're children. They're still midgets.
You have a midget toss?
Back in the day. Watch out. We might catch hell for that now.
Yeah, I don't even think you're supposed to say midget.
Little people.
Little people.
Good for you.
Little people, little person.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know? Okay. A little gripe action here. I was going on a tear last night about Monday Night Football again. They got to do something about these damn announcers. But anyway, what I heard today on Joe Rogan's podcast, they changed the 8 alphabet song.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
I heard something about. I haven't heard the new version.
So now when
Basically, it just slowed it down because they had an issue of elemental P.
Elemental P.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? LMNOP. What?
They want it slowed down so you enunciate each letter.
Oh, instead of
making elemental P, because somebody is going to think that's one letter. Elemental P is one thing. Never. Never.
Okay. So does that mean when you get pulled over by the cops, you got to sing it that way now?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they want you to enunciate. You can't just say LRP.
They want you to do it because if you actually sit there and try to do it,
You can't.
you can't do it.
Without singing it.
And then the backwards thing.
And the backwards
it's not
is-
even fair.
No, the backwards is just if you're actually really going to sit there and attempt it, you're drunk.
Yeah.
They got you pinned.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I do know some people who have it memorized backwards
That's
because they're just going to be a smart ass.
Habitual drinkers. Yeah.
yeah. That's
You know.
that's pretty good. That takes time.
Yeah. But, you know, keep an eye back to the subject at hand
Yes.
before we go completely off the rails. You know, just find one that's in your price range. You know, Kevin Ure had called me and he had said hey, Walmart has them when I bought the Oklahoma Joe. You know, he called me that it was a Sunday morning. Hey, we just left Walmart. They had them there, $80. You know, I ran up and bought them. So that's how I wound up with my Oklahoma Joe, and that got me started. You know, then I got into my kettle, Weber kettle fetish, if you will.
Yep. Big fetish.
Big ones, couple of them, different sizes, all this other stuff, and then you go from there. But let's take a quick break, and we'll get into the YouTube
Part two
and
of
the
the
Googles and all this other stuff.
Sounds good.
Attention cigar smokers, or even friends of a cigar smoker. If you're looking to relax with a nice premium cigar or looking for a great gift for a cigar smoker, this is the gift that keeps on giving. Our friends at twoguyscigars.com have created the Cigar of the Month Club. For just $24.99 per month, you or your friend will receive 4 different premium handmade cigars every month, and shipping and handling is included. Go to twoguyscigars.com. That's the number 2, guyscigars.com, and go to the Cigar of the Month Club. You can stop anytime because there's no contract, but you won't because this is a tremendous deal for our listeners. Go to twoguyscigars.com. That's the number 2, guyscigars.com, and click the Cigar of the Month Club. At the same time, if you want to learn about the cigars you receive each month, you can smoke along with them on their own podcast called The Cigar Authority. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a nice premium cigar from our friends at twoguyscigars.com.
And we are back. And that's going to fade back into the thing. It'll get there eventually.
Okay. That's okay.
So, part 2.
Yes.
But yeah, you can get into the smoking for very little money. You know, and the thing is, you know, just jump in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now, would you suggest a meat to try first? You know,
Yes.
chicken ribs.
Yeah. I mean, I would do. I mean, I would try like wings, pulled pork. You know, and then step up to the ribs, and don't even attempt brisket until you've done all the proteins a couple of times, and then go for the brisket. But yeah, I mean, pulled pork is pretty much, you can't really mess it up. Same thing with ribs. I mean, chicken. So I'd start out with those, and then graduate onto, the burnt ends and the brisket, big beef ribs, stuff like that.
You know, now we have part 2 was the, YouTube videos and Google searches.
Yep.
Well, the Google searches are great, because each one, the first thing that's going to pop up is something from the Food Network.
Really?
Every time I've done a search on something, the Food Network was either the first one or second thing listed there. Because it's going to be recipes, things like that.
Yeah, but if I do something about smoking or barbecue, it's always like AmazingRibs.com. The meat, the meat guy. Meathead, yeah. Or How to Barbecue Right, Malcolm stuff. And that's, and Malcolm stuff, that's what I watched that, and I watched everything he had, and, plus I've cooked with him a couple times, but, he's the one, he's basically the one that taught me, a lot of stuff that I know. So I would 100%, go to his videos and just watch them. And plus he's got the recipes on the website and stuff like that, so you can kind of follow as he goes.
Right. You just have to keep in mind the stuff that shows up first isn't necessarily the best stuff. Mm-hmm. It's the people who are doing the best search engine optimization. Their results are what show up first.
Yep.
Yeah, like Food Network is just huge.
Well,
so
correct.
they
spend
full
a
recipes.
lot of money on SEO, and they make sure their stuff shows up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the Google searches are great because you're going to get into different forums, and people are going to give you little, tips and tricks and their ways of doing it. It's always, cook it to this. Always cook the temperature, obviously.
Correct.
Yeah,
everybody asks, like my buddy this weekend, how long should I cook a pulled pork for?
Till it's done.
Till it's done. Well, when's that? I wrap, I don't know if you're going to wrap, but, basically, 160, 165, wrap it, and then, 203, take it off the smoker. My stuff, some of my stuff comes on a little beforehand because sometimes it's sitting in a camber or cooler for a lot longer than an hour,
Yep.
So always cook to temperature, and, just use the time as a minimal gauge.
Which brings up a point. You need a thermometer.
Yes.
How much should you spend on one?
$99.
$99.99.
There is only one.
There is only, Thermapen.
And hands down.
Yep.
And I will say that if you watch their site, they're always clearing out the colors that didn't sell well.
Yes.
So usually you can get it at a $60 price point when they're running specials on them.
Yeah, I think I might have got my orange one for around like $59.60.
Yeah, I think I have a purple one that was $60. Yeah.
But it's a fantastic thermometer. I don't use any gadgets. I use a thermometer. I use time for kind of a back thought, and then once I think something's done, I'm sticking the Thermapen in it, and that's all I use. Everybody uses gadgets, and they're great. They kind of take a lot of stress out of your life because, this weekend, drinking a little too much on Friday night because I had to put, pig on at midnight, and woke up the next morning and the smoker was at 0. So, now you're freaking out, and now you're got to crank the thing back up. And, the pig came out perfect, but it's, you wake up and that thing's at 0 and you look in the firebox and you're like, shit. Your fucking heart stops. Especially when it's for someone else.
Oh, yeah. CJ, what's up, brother? Yeah, well, JD Pitmaster, he makes a great point right here. He's cooked 6-pound Boston butts that have taken more time than a 10-pounders.
Yep.
Because, once again, every piece of meat's different.
Correct.
Some have more fat, less fat. Each meat, it's just going to...
And I find boneless butts take less time than... boneless butts take more time than bone-in butts.
Okay.
And because I hate cooking boneless butts.
Well, the bone sucks up the heat, so you're actually really cooking from inside out and meeting in the middle.
Yep.
But those are great points. The Facebook groups. Mm-hmm. Jump in a bunch. There's hundreds of them. We have New England Pitmasters. Then Mike C was like the Grill Beast VIP.
Yep.
Is a great. Everybody. Those two pages in particular, you're not going to find any of the bullshit.
No. And BBQ Pit Boys, they're great. They're just entertaining.
Oh, yeah. But, those two groups in particular, there's no negativity to it. Everybody's there to help each other out, give tips, ask a question. Oh, you're not going to get with it, this question's been asked 1,000 times.
If you post a picture,
they've all been asked 1,000 times. Mm-hmm.
Everybody's been in the same spot once.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's been through it, and everybody in these groups are more than happy to help you out.
Exactly.
And love helping you out because you're making a new friend at the same time. Maybe something that they don't. Mm-hmm. It's a constant learning process through it all. And, so the Facebook groups are great. The YouTube channels are awesome, because, they'll break it down an entire cook of, a 10-hour Boston butt. They'll break it down into, 5-10 minute video, show you the different steps and all that, which are great. There's so many channels out there.
Yeah.
CJ in particular has a great channel on the barbecue side of it. Dutch, Kent has one, Daddy Dutch Barbecue. Mm-hmm. Chef Johnny, who we had on before, Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine. They're all great channels. And especially with YouTube, if you find one particular channel, they're gonna say, "What are you doing?"
Nothing. He's been tying himself.
Am I making you
I'm tying
nervous?
I keep pulling the freaking earpiece
because you keep
twisting it.
Why are you so nervous?
I'm not. I'm just
It's only this week. I'm still here, son.
I know. Oh, I'm going to be shitting my pants next week.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
So hopefully
we'll get into that later.
Hopefully you're my guest.
But especially with the YouTube, you're watching a particular video, they're going to suggest other videos that are similar to that.
Yeah.
So you're going to find the different channels, these things go up and down,
yes,
right?
I do.
You're going to sit there and try to, whatever.
It worked.
Do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm throwing my hands up. I'm done. Use YouTube as a search engine, smoking Boston butt or smoking brisket. And all the videos are going to come, and you're going to see the different channels, and you're going to get to interact with those guys too and build friendships like we've had.
Yep.
With everybody. So there is really endless ways to go about it. There's not really a bad way to learn about it. As far as the books go, I love all of Myron Mixon's books. They're great. He really goes in depth. Local guy, Billy Gillespie from Smoking Hogs.
Andy Husbands. He's got
Andy
a couple
Husbands.
books out now.
They're great books.
The best book I've ever owned from barbecue, and I have Andy Husbands and stuff like that, but it's called The Big Book of Barbecue. Mm-hmm. Don't even think it's by, I think just two guys wrote it. It's big. It's a big book, thick.
So they're not lying. They're not deceiving with the title.
But that was, right in the beginning, that's what I learned a lot from as well, because it not only, gives you recipes, but again, how to set up your Weber, how to set up the, firebox, the difference between, basically just difference between all your smoking equipment, fire management. So that's a great book.
CJ,
what's a book?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. Something with pictures in it.
As long as it's got pictures, I'm in.
Yep.
Because the words throw me all off. Make up the story as I go along.
Yeah.
But there's really no ways to do it. And especially now, look at us. With the podcast, it's a whole nother venue you can go to, and talk, on the different topics and subjects. And, the avenues are endless. You can move it for that.
Yeah, but I can't move it
But you're going to try to drink on the sideways. Whatever.
Yeah, but if anybody has any more questions, we do want to do this every once in a while, because we don't want to always have guests on. So we do want to, get to some questions.
So like you said, he messaged yesterday afternoon, and of course, the, that whole work thing gets in the way of my discussing barbecue. Mm-hmm. So I got back to him at the beginning of the game last night. So we were going back and forth. But, that was great because there's a topic for today.
Well, what about classes? I guess it depends on locality.
Classes get expensive, especially even if they're local, because a lot of classes you're going to have a price for you, and then you're going to have a separate price. And if you do want to bring someone like your spouse or a buddy of yours, it's just, and usually classes are anywhere from, I'd say, $350 and up. Right. And then if they're not local, now you're getting airfare, you're getting a hotel.
So at least to start. Mm-hmm. Take the money for the class, invest it in equipment, and meet and figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the classes are great. A lot of guys recommend them because you're going right to a source, who is a reputable.
Yeah, but classes are. Unless you're serious, then
the classes are a lot of competition style.
I see. Yeah.
What you'd need, how you go about it, trimming and injecting and.
So that's
that
later
type of
on if you're going to get into competition.
Yeah. And then, also another one I almost forgot, Robbie Royal. He has the
online class.
The online classes that you can buy.
But that's really for people who want to compete. And
because they're going from picking out your proteins. So, what do you look for protein-wise for a competition? And then trimming it. Yep. And then, setting up your competition box, stuff like that. So it's not really for the backyard enthusiast. Touche. But I mean, like
That
John
was
said,
riveting radio.
like John said, classes are, they're excellent.
Yeah.
But not, unless you're very serious, then spend the money on classes.
Yeah, and Billy Gillespie, he has one up here every year.
Yep, actually, in
the South Shore.
near Rhode Island, yeah. So and I'd even say Billy would be someone to talk to too, because he's more local to him, to Nicholas.
And actually, I'd like to stop for a quick second and give Billy a shout out. Unfortunately, sad news, he lost his mother this past weekend. So, Billy Gillespie, please, our thoughts and prayers to you and your family. Billy's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
So I had seen that him post that, so that was sad news. But
And it was close to his birthday too.
yeah.
Johnny, before we close out, do you want to talk about your thoughts and hopes for next week?
My thoughts and hopes for next week is I hope that it's not our last show.
John's getting an addictomy?
Huh? Oh, yeah. The whole pump and everything, I'm going big, baby.
Nice. No, so what's going on next week?
I'm finally here getting the knee surgery.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm planning on being here via Zoom.
Yep.
So I'll be, conference calling in.
So I got the show next week.
You officially have the keys to the castle till next week.
God help us all.
Can I borrow your phone?
So if you're watching this mess, it should be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because God knows how high I'm going to be.
Yeah.
On painkillers and
Same
anesthesia, and I could be sitting there cross-eyed and drooling on the thing. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're in charge next week, boss.
Right.
Like I said,
And you don't.
I might or I might not be here.
Okay.
They haven't called me to tell me what time. Everything can get pushed back. So,
You got to be ready to go on your own.
Oh, I'm going to be.
Wow.
Next week's show is going to be unreal.
I like the confidence.
I got confidence in you.
And then when you come back, we're either going to have Ian or Richie. Ian from Custom Cutting Boards are us, or Richie from Gator Pits out of Texas. So one of them will be on the following week's show.
Cool.
To talk about, what they got in store.
All right. So, Nick, I hope we answered your questions for the best we could. I know there was a couple in betweens, a little off the rails, but hey, that's what we do.
And Mike, still waiting on some sauces?
Calm down.
No,
He'll get you what you need.
And I sent yours out today, so you should see them, I'd say, what day is today? Tuesday? I'd say by Thursday.
Oh, Mike, hey, you jumped up to the top of the list because he promised Robbie Royal to send some sauces back.
Robbie Royal never gave. I don't even have an address. He never got back to me. So I'm still waiting for Robbie Royal to get back to me.
I'll do your dirty work for you.
Thank you. You got him on speed dial?
Of course I do.
Nice.
Me and Robbie are tight.
Nice.
Well, that's it for this week, folks. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. Catch the audio wherever you podcasts are found. Catch the video on Facebook and YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. We have our whole catalog of shows from the very beginning right there at your fingertips. Let us know. Catch them up. On social media, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and now Twitter.
Twitter?
I opened up a Twitter account just to see if we could drum something out of
Jesus.
it. So that's all at Pit Life BBQ. Please send your questions and comments to pitlifebbqpodcast@gmail.com. And like always, please subscribe, like, rate, and review. Hit that share button, spread the word. We keep getting every week. It keeps going up. It's great. Can't thank you guys enough for the support. And
it just keeps getting better
every week. So
yep.
Until next week, hopefully. Keep the smoke rolling.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.